Temple of Anubis on defense. Okay, so at the beginning of the match here, you have several different turret nest options here. One option you could do is go out here and place turrets over here. Something like this. Overall, I think this is one of the least best choice. As enemies come up either this direction or this direction, they will have to deal with these turrets like this. But I think if you want a better option, there are some better options, I think. Like, you can set up a turret nest along this whole archway here, and you can do it by jumping up here and then placing turrets up here like this.
From light into being.
And you can place some over there on the sides by jumping up there and placing them up there like that. Takes a little bit of skill, so you might have to practice this just a little bit. Put some back behind here. So that right there is a pretty good turret nest right there. It's one of the most popular ones at the beginning of the Temple of Anubis. Another really popular turret nest is right in here. You can line up turrets along this wall here, all the way down this entire wall. So this is a very powerful turret nest like that, and here also you can spam your orbs right here. It's a very good spot to spam orbs. A lot of coverage. A lot of the enemies will be going right down there, through there. Really good spot for a teleporter. If you get your teleporter out, you can put your teleporter like right here. It's a good spot for a teleporter. When allies get teleported out, they will have the option to either go down here or go over here. And also right here is another good spot to spam orbs. You can spam orbs right here. And then you can go back down here and guard this section down here. Keep putting up more turrets as they keep getting destroyed. Keep spamming orbs here. It's a good strategy. You can set up some turrets here to guard this choke point here, something like that. In case, you know, enemies come through there. You can also set up some turrets alongside this choke point there, and also back behind here as well. Like that. You can put some more in here too if you wanted to. That's a pretty strong turret nest right there. Okay, so drop it on down here. Oh, one thing I want to mention, that this is one of the few maps where double symmetra might come in use. And the reason why is because you can have one symmetra set up her turret nest above this archway here, and then the other symmetra set up the turret nest in this room in here. And it provides a very strong defense. And you might see double symmetra on defense on this map just for that reason, occasionally. Okay, so in this room you can set up a turret nest alongside this wall here, like that. Even throw up some more if you wanted to. It's a pretty strong turret setup there. Back here you can set up some turrets behind this section here. So you can put some in here. Pretty strong turret setup right there, so in case enemies come running around this corner here, they will have to take a lot of damage from those turrets there. Going up here, you can put a turret here to warn you if enemies are coming through either one of these entryways here. You can even put some more around here if you wanted to guard it a little bit better. Alright, so moving on over here. There's a lot of different places to put turrets around here. Like that. You could put one back behind here, but I've noticed that every time I've done this, it usually gets destroyed by splash damage pretty quickly. But you can do that. You can put some in here, it's good spots. And also along this wall here. And you got this archway here that you can put some turrets on. Pretty good strategy here, as enemies will come through underneath this tunnel here. They will have to deal with all these turrets like that. You maybe even put some more over here, like that, something like that. Also, teleporters. Alright, so Probably the most well-known spot for a teleporter on defense is right back in this room in here. You can set up a teleporter right here. It's a good spot. You can even have it face this direction. It really doesn't matter a whole lot which direction it's facing. You can even put up some turrets in here to help protect it a little bit better. Yeah, maybe even one over here. Alright, so another spot for a teleporter is all the way up in here, right here. This is also a very good spot for a teleporter. It's probably about even with the previous one I just showed you as far as safety and efficiency goes. So both of those spots are very good choices for teleporters. You could put a teleporter like right down here, but I don't really recommend this spot. I don't think this spot is as good as the other two, but you could use this right here. Alright, so after the enemy has taken over point A and you're moving on over to point B, you can put some sentry turrets like up here to help stall them down as they move to point B. So these are some decent spots to guard this choke point right there. Moving back, you can throw some like one back in here, maybe two.
Fences in place.
You can throw some over here on the side of this wall, and even some over here on this side. You can put some.
Turret in place.
Put one or two over here to help stall any enemies that are trying to make it from there to there. It could help stall them down, and they may not be able to make the jump. So there's an interesting teleporter location over here that you can use for defense. You can destroy this stuff right here first, and you can then put the teleporter right here. Keep in mind that this teleporter is behind enemy lines, so you will want to tell your team to let them know that only allied flankers should use this teleporter. And tell your defensive heroes to not use the teleporter. So allied flankers will be able to teleport out, and they will be right behind the enemy, and it could be a very good strategic strategy. And you can put it any direction too, it doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, I also want to mention that not many enemies come back here, not many people in general come back here, so this can be a nice hidden spot. You may be able to get away with the teleporter surviving for a longer period of time there. Alright, so let's move in over here. You can put up a turret nest back here behind this choke point here. That. Maybe even put 3 in here if you wanted to. Going in here, you can throw up some turrets to guard this entrance way here. They can also be warned if enemies are coming through here. Put some back in here, like 1 or 2.
Defenses in place.
Going up here. You can throw some turrets like back behind this wall here.
From light into being.
Maybe you can put like 1 up here. Alright, so moving over here, probably one of the better spots for a turret nest is right above this entranceway here.
Sentry turret placed.
Something like that. Maybe you can put a 6th one in here somewhere.
Defenses
so
in place.
That's a pretty powerful setup like that. There's a lot of other random spots where you can put sentry turrets. Like behind this post here.
Turret in place.
And going over here, you symmetra can make this jump from here to here. It's kind of hard. There we go. And you can jump up here and maybe put some turrets like up here, along here.
Sentry deployed.
And you can drop down, put turrets over here. You can also put some turrets like back over here, back behind this thing.
Defense system.
Put some turrets back here. This can really annoy the enemy, putting like 1 or 2 turrets behind each one of these posts, like that.
Defenses in place.
Going back over here at point B, you can set up a pretty strong turret nest behind these posts here.
From light into being.
that. Maybe put like a few over here. That.
Turret
So that's a
online.
pretty strong defense like that. Put like one back there. Yep, so this is probably one of the better setups right there. And back in here, you can throw some turrets up here in the ceiling.
Sentry deployed.
And also, this is probably one of the most common spots for teleporters, right back in here. Now, I know this doesn't save a whole lot on walking distance, but this can be a pretty good spot as far as keeping it safe. Since this isn't really the best spot for teleporters as far as saving time for the walk back to the fight, that's the main reason why if you die, it's usually wise to just pick a different hero. Because Symmetra on point B,
Alignment
she really
system.
isn't all that useful. But on point A, she is actually extremely useful. That's why sometimes you may even see two Symmetras on defense at the start of the game here. That's one of the
Defense
only
is in
times
place.
where you might see double Symmetra is on defense on point A. Alright, so that pretty much does it for defense on the Temple of Anubis.